Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a reading for December 7th through 13th. Try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Okay, Four of Cups. This is usually a card of like getting to a safe harbor after a storm. Okay? Because you see here in the card, the skies are still pretty black. The seas don't look all that great. I feel like a lot of you have gotten to a safe place after some kind of a rough go. Yeah? That we're kind of, we're healing from something. We've recovered from something. And it kind of feels like we're about ready to get back out there on the ocean and keep sailing. This is the storm cellar. This is the boat in the safe harbor, protected from the storms, We're patching up the boat. We're repairing the sails. And are we ready to go? This is a good place to be. This is where we say, I am okay. No holes in the boat. Boat's not sinking. But there's no party on the boat either, We're not sailing off to our adventure yet. This is it's gotten to be a fairly comfortable place. Maybe we're getting bored in the routine of this now. We may be needing to shake things up a little bit, okay? And in some sense, this might be even, because anytime we get a 4, we start looking for the 5. So I say, where was the storm for you? Well, let's put this card into a little bit of context and see if we can see, well, there's that 7. To me, it feels like we're really starting to feel stuck now. But we have a 3, oh, look at that, 3 of Cups. There wants to be a party on the boat. We have a interesting Queen of Pentacles behind. Here we have a Prince of Cups and a Prince of Pentacles as well. So we're getting inspired, and I think we're going to start rebuilding something. Okay. There's 8 of Pentacles. There is a Princess of Wands, very excited energy. This is enthusiasm. This is like, I'm having fun now. Okay. We have a 10 of Swords and a 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. So 5 of Pentacles, it may be suggesting that this has something to do with money or finances or physical stuff. It could be related to a job. Chris on the channel said something very funny to me that I've never heard before. It's an old joke, I guess, that says, I didn't exactly lose my job. It's just that somebody else is doing it. So I wonder if that might be part of this energy for you, especially with the Queen of Pentacles here. Because it kind of feels like you were with something for a long time. It's like we had a really long journey together, right? We're looking back at that long and winding road in the back of that card and thinking, I can't believe that I was on that journey for a long time and now it's over. And so maybe it has something to do with career or job, or it could be family, it could be some kind of financial thing. It could be even a friendship or something like that. But I thought that was so funny that I didn't exactly lose my job. It's just that somebody else is doing it now. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with Bubo, the mechanical owl, right there on top. We're not going to release that kraken until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments right below the video. As we look around the room, we do see one thing in particular, and that is the lack of trump, okay? The lack of major arcana energy. There are no trumps card here. I'm sure a lot of people are happy about that. But there's, there's this impression here that, you might be feeling like a lack of kind of divine guidance in your life. It's kind of like we're waiting for if we're on the Four of Cups energy here, and we're just kind of feeling like I'm feeling kind of stuck. I don't really know what to do. I feel okay. I feel things are stable, but I don't know where to go from here. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know. It's kind of like we know we can't stay here, but we don't know where to go. And it may feel as if there's no sign. It's like we're waiting for some like lightning to strike to like show us the way. Yeah. Waiting for that divine guidance, waiting for like a hand to literally like come down from the clouds and point to our boat and just kind of pick up our boat and like move it in a direction and push us that way. And maybe that's not coming right now. Maybe the Spirit is the ocean itself. Spirit is not going to reach down and show you which direction to go. Spirit's going to be the ocean and say, you decide. Whatever you choose, you will be supported. Spirit's the table here. Spirit is the water itself. Okay? But we do anyway have fire, thankfully. Because look at all this water. Oh, goodness. Water, 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 water. A little bit of air, earth, 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 water and earth. It's how you feel about what you're doing or not doing. It's your emotional relationship with the physical realities around you. Water and earth, right? How you feel about this reality. Pretty straightforward and simple, right? But the Four of Cups is kind of like saying, I'm getting kind of bored. I'm feeling a little bit restless. Maybe you're feeling a little unmotivated. Now, I don't think you're an unmotivated person. I think you're highly motivated. Just don't know what to go do. Just don't know if I'm ready. Just a little bit kind of not happy about whatever has ended for you. I feel like something has ended, okay? You need to try something new to refresh your heart and mind, to light up your energy, to get you motivated, to get you enthusiastic. You need to dance with the tiger a little bit. You need to take a risk. When you're in the storm cellar, it's kind of like, it's a risk to just go upstairs and peek your head out to see if the storm's passed. Thing is, in the storm cellar, you're not supposed to live there forever. It's a temporary place. It's an emergency shelter only. You're not supposed to stay there longer than you need to, right? So I think there's a reluctance there to sort of poke our head back up and see what it looks like. Yeah. Be thankful for what you still have. Okay. This is a card that's saying there was a massive storm and I could be really upset about that storm, or I could be just really thankful and feel really blessed about what we have. Okay. Be thankful that we're here and we're safe and we're stable and we've got, a roof over our head and that sort of thing. I feel like there's an opportunity for you right now I feel like this is kind of a blessing in disguise. Whatever has ended, it's kind of given you, it's almost like if you lost your job, it's kind of like, well, on the upside, or the silver lining is, got a lot of free time now. And it's kind of a joke, but it's important to have humor. But it's important to kind of actually think about that. Yeah, you're not tied down to that anymore. So now you got time. What are you waiting for? Go out there and get another one. Go out there and get a better one. Okay? Take a risk. If this is an emotional thing, if this is like, someone broke up with you, or there's just this emotional there was turbulence, right? This is you taking a risk and going out there and sailing again. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you're a comedian, maybe you went up on stage and you got booed, you got heckled, they threw tomatoes at you or something, This is you saying, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna go do it again. Because it can't get much worse than what it's already been. I think if you've been through that and you've survived that storm, you got to get back at it. You got to get back on the horse, so to speak. Okay. So I feel like there was a resting energy here. Now it's time to go forward. I feel like there's a renewal. I feel like we need to get back on the ball. We need to get back at it. We have to get back back on the horse. We've got to get back to dancing. Okay? Doing the thing, this fiery energy. It's the only fire we have. We need it. Protect this at all costs. Even though there was that big storm, you chambered your coal, right? You didn't extinguish the fire. You just had to put the fire like in your backpack or whatever, right? So it wouldn't get wet. Now that the storm is over, you got to pull that fire back out and blow on it, feed it some kindling, and let it grow again. Yeah, but you got a 7 of Cups. Things are still a little bit soggy, It could be that for some of you there feels like too many choices around you right now. Especially when we're in the safe harbor, we're looking out at the ocean and just thinking, I don't know which way to go. Any direction I pick, what if I run into another storm? Okay. There's any point on the compass, 360 degrees of the compass. You could choose any one of those. And we may just be feeling overwhelmed by some of those choices and not knowing which one is the good one and which one is, which of those are going to be unhealthy or which one are going to be disappointments or, which ones will nourish us and which ones won't. Avoid people or avoid anything in your life right now that's going to blur your judgment. So I feel like you really need to pick a direction and we need to get going again. Don't chase fantasies. Think practically. If it's a job loss, don't waste time, with all these fanciful ideas. Go get something practical right now, whatever you can do right now so that you can continue to pay the bills. Okay? And then once you have that sort of steady, whatever it is, you go work at the library. You work at the gas station, I don't know. Take what you can get right now so that you can have that sort of stability while you then look for something that's going to have more of a trajectory to it, more of kind of what you're really after, what your heart really wants, that sort of thing. The same logic doesn't apply if this is a relationship, though, Don't go out and just find another relationship just so you have one, so that you can then, find the one that you really want. No, maybe don't do that. But just don't chase the fantasy over the reality. Take a good stock of where you are right now. Because this is a lot of water energy here, a lot of emotional energy in between the 2 earth cards, So let's try to be as practical as we can, even though we're in a very sensitive emotional place. Take a break from overthinking, take a break from distractions, drink water, eat food, clear your space. We're not trying to escape anything, okay? This is about a sober reality. You got to stay grounded, right? You need that clarity. Again, it's not that you're unmotivated. It's just that we lack that sense of direction or clarity or seeing what the next step really should be right now. You have a 3 of Cups, and this is abundance. This is you knowing what you've got inside of you. This is you knowing that you've got something to give the world. To me, this is the expression of your love, your affection, your gratitude. If this is a relationship storm for you, You know that you got a lot of love to give, you know? And so you're not going to settle for anything that's not matched to you. Yeah. And the Seven of Cups, this is the recognition of the things that are just not right. I'm not going to take anything. I'm not going to just pick the low-hanging fruit just to have it. Okay. Now, it might be a different story if this is more of a financial thing for you. Because in that sense, there is still this, I know my worth. I know what I'm capable of. I know my value. I'm not just going to go work at a gas station. Nothing wrong with working at a gas station. You can make a career working at a gas station nowadays. But the idea is that there are probably things that emotionally or pride kind of sense you don't want to do. I'm not going to go. And just look at it as a temporary thing. Go take whatever low-hanging fruit there is out there so that you have something coming in while you then consider how you're going to build up or rebuild up the life that you want. Okay? The Three of Cups is abundance. It's sharing that abundance with other people. It's really like the laughter and the joy and the celebration, you know. It's creativity, it's teamwork, it's generosity. I think it's a good attitude, you know. When we acknowledge the blessings of life, when we try to look at this situation as a blessing in disguise, maybe you dodged a bullet, maybe there's a silver lining. When you try to focus on that kind of gratitude, the good stuff is going to multiply. Okay? Whatever you do right now, don't fall into that snare or that trap of like self-medicating or escaping. Okay? Reach out to friends and family if that is something that's going to help you right now, whether it's emotionally or financially or just to have some sort of presence around you. Reach out to people. We see a lot of court cards here, don't we? You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anytime we get 3 or more court cards, I start to think, okay, there is a need for other people, or there are a lot of people around you right now. And lean on those people as however you need to. Okay? And don't let your pride get in the way of that either. If you need to reach out to friends or family, do that. Yeah. I feel like with the Three of Cups, there wants to be a party on the boat, that we're ready to get back out there. We want to dance. We want to have fun. We want to enjoy. We want to be motivated and enthusiastic. And I think once you can identify sort of the plan and what direction you want to start sailing, you can start getting really, really excited. Okay. Back here we do have our Queen of Pentacles. Okay. And this was a lot of generosity. I feel like you're someone who like nurtures others. You have a lot to give other people. And it may be even, well, it may be financially, maybe emotionally, maybe we're talking about a relationship, maybe we're talking about something at school or at home or at work. I feel like you've been giving. Yeah. And this is also the card about managing resources. So I kind of am wondering now for some of you if this is like you finally like cut somebody off, or like you realize that your resources were being taken for granted. And now we're in that Four of Cups where it's just kind of like you're protecting yourself. And you're sort of saying, I'm not going to keep giving my energy to something that's not appreciating it. So I feel like maybe this isn't something, maybe it's not like a job loss or someone broke up with you. I think you're kind of having that like, whoa, like realization, like, oh my goodness. Red flags, right? Seven of Cups is sometimes like getting some red flags about somebody. And maybe this is you financially turning off the tap. or energetically, or even emotionally turning off the tap. Because the Queen is supporting other people. Yeah. Managing resources, supporting other people, bringing comfort and care to other people. And maybe it's the realization that it's not reciprocating. Okay, so something is ending. That much we know because of the 10 of Swords, and I think that the 4 of Cups is saying that we're trying to like just trying to be okay with something that's ended. Trying to be okay with that. And, you know, maybe this was you giving and giving and giving to somebody, and maybe they broke up with you anyway. Or maybe like this was you giving all your effort to the job or to the company, and then they let you go. You got laid off or whatever, right? Or something else. I don't know, something happened. And I think that you're kind of dealing with the emotional kind of like surprise from that. I think you're ready now to say, you know what? Good riddance. Whatever this is, the trash took itself out. Maybe the 7 of Cups is you realizing that hey, it wasn't so good anyway. Okay. You have your Prince of Cups up here at the top. It's a very authentic card here. And this is somebody who is trying to follow their heart, trying to listen to that intuition. Okay. This is, you know, maybe for some of you there was a very charming person, but somebody that had hidden motives, you know, like somebody that really like convinced you, kind of charmed you. That the revelation is, with the 7 of Cups, you're seeing their true colors. Yeah. This week we need to stay grounded, especially when the emotions are high, and it feels like they are. Okay? Acknowledge how you feel, express how you feel. This could be business, could be romance. And this, I think, is you gaining a sense of direction. See, this is, to me, the Prince of Cups is the bubble in the ocean. It's a little bubble of air in a very hostile environment. All this emotional weight. And you're trying to maintain your inner truth, your sense of self, your authenticity, your sense of direction. You're a bubble in the ocean right now. And that bubble in the ocean feels like just the currents, just the emotional currents. I'm just being tossed everywhere. How does a bubble navigate that environment? You know, it's not the ideal place for a bubble. And so that's how life may feel right now. So try to keep yourself balanced. You may be experiencing a lot of mood swings this week. Try to stay balanced and try to stay focused and be very practical. Ground yourself in very physical, practical, like steps. Okay? And that kind of leads us to our Prince of Pentacles, which is the builder. Okay? The bubble in the ocean now is just focusing on building. What do I need to build? What do I need to do? What does my life need right now in a very practical sense? Well, for some of us, it's like I just need to make sure I've got an income. I got to make sure I'm paying the bills. Steady work is going to lead to reliable success. Focus on staying disciplined. Get a routine going. Okay, organize your finances. Schedule yourself and find something practical that you can do. Doesn't really matter what it is, as long as it's helping you meet those basic needs. Okay. This is you being very patient and very thoughtful. Yeah. For some of you who are, if this is an emotional thing for you, I feel like there was maybe a Prince of Cups that was in your life that was very charming, but they weren't who they said they were, okay? I feel like you're going to meet somebody who is very patient and very thoughtful, and who is exactly who they appear to be, yeah? Someone who is as authentic as, as we need them to be. I don't know how far into the future. It doesn't feel like it's going to be very far. It feels like we got to get back out there. We got to say, it was a blessing. I dodged a bullet. There's a silver light. It was a blessing in disguise. And I feel like you're going to meet this person. They may be a Taurus person. Someone who's very practical, has a lot of grounded, earthy kind of wisdom to them. Okay. This week, you need to stick to the habits and the routines and the tasks and the kind of jobs right in front of you that are going to support your long-term goals. Now, again, this is kind of like take anything that's going to help you maintain your foundation. So whatever's going to help keep the lights on, okay? Consistent effort. Persistence is that superpower right now. Now, I want you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Let me know which card on the path of the dove really resonates with you the most. Yeah. 8 of Pentacles over here. Prudence. Skills, crafts, careful details, refinement. Okay. A job or a task that needs patience and precision. Focus on those types of things. Go get any job you can that's going to help you pay the bills. And then start working on the next phase of your game plan. What's the next, what's your strategy? What type of work are you looking for? Are you going to go back to school? Are you going to go and go to a trade school, learn some new skills? Are you going to have this steady job that's just for now, paying the bills, while you go out and look for the big job, big opportunity that really lights you up, really makes you want to do it, okay? This is caution. This is don't rush into anything, especially emotionally. Don't rush into anything emotional too quickly. If we're talking about romance and relationships, take it slow with the next person. If we're talking finances, how can we trim the budget? You're going to go get that just really quick, anything kind of job just to pay the bills and keep the lights on. Trim your budget down so that, the resources go where they need to go. Cancel any subscriptions that you don't need, like that sort of thing. And it's not easy to get in that mode. We have these very practical cards here, earth, 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 earth. But there's all these emotions. The best thing to do to combat those emotions is to just think of the practical side of things. Let me get out the budget. Let me open up the bank account online or whatever. Let me see what is really going on and what I need to do, where I need to move things around, what things I need to stop doing, and let me go find something that's going to bring in whatever income I need, at bare minimum. And that's how we sort of stay steady. That's how we continue sort of, it's kind of like we're keeping ourselves afloat. Yeah. Being very mindful right now of that physical energy so that we can then, by stabilizing and thinking of these practical things, we can then invoke our Princess of Wands. Then we can go out and we can feel confident and we can feel relatively safe and secure to go dance with the tiger, to go after those really big jobs that we wanted, or to feel inspired to, meet somebody new, or we feel the curiosity, where we can explore other things that might be of interest to us. We can go learn something new, take a class, do whatever it is. Get curious. Get excited about something. Yeah. And I think that we'll find a lot of good news coming in. This is movement. This is joy. This is inspiration. This is you being open to adventure. This is you taking calculated risks. Your enthusiasm here is going to open a lot of doors. First, we have to stabilize the physical, practical things, stabilize the finances or the health or whatever even, as a response to those emotions. And then we've got this, joy, you know? It's not going to feel like a 7 of Cups, 4 of Cups forever. Okay? And I think the best way to get over this, whatever is happening, the best way to sort of deal with these feelings is to focus on the practical, earthy side of life. And then we'll start to really feel excited. We'll feel like, well, I'm glad I'm free of that old thing, what's his name, you know? This excitement is going to really be a thing. And I think it's going to open up a lot more opportunities. It's very experimental. Yeah. It's courageous. It's creative. It's inspired. And I think it's joyous. The 10 of Swords is next, and that is that card of endings. But to me, the ending here, it's something that is overdue. It was supposed to end. It probably should have ended a long time ago. Okay? But it's also something that once we're able to really look at it, once we're able to kind of look at it clearly, we have the Sun in Gemini here with this card. Once we're able to look at it more objectively or with clarity, I think we're going to really see that it was a blessing, you know? So something difficult has finally ended. Relief is coming. Okay? There's closure. You decide that you're done with this, that you decide what the lesson was. Okay? And you bless the exit. This is the birdcage. You're getting out of the birdcage. This is the realization that the situation that you were in that has ended was confining you in some way. Okay? That maybe there was a situation where you stayed there because it felt safe, but ultimately it really wasn't what you wanted anyway. Okay? Accept that ending. Accept it with grace because it's opening up the next path for you. And you've got to stabilize and you've got to kind of fix the boat and all that stuff, but it's a good thing. The ending is becoming a new beginning. And you decide what the lesson was. You decide what the silver lining was. You're getting out of that birdcage. And I don't know if this means that you're single now or that you're kind of a free agent or that now you get to go out and sort of find the job you really want or whatever it might be. Okay? It's a blessing in disguise. You got to have a little bit of humor about it, you know. The 5 of Pentacles, let's talk about that finally. Because this is worry, of course. There's, anxieties about work or money. And that's, of course, given everything we've talked about, there's going to be a little bit of I got to make ends meet. The first thing to do is make sure that we have a roof over our heads, and we keep the lights on, we keep food on the table. So let's look at the finances. Let's look at the problem. The 5 of Pentacles is like you stub your toe on the bed and the bed frame, those metal bed frames, but you don't want to look at it because you know it's going to be bad. And so you say that, I'm not going to look at it. Eventually you have to look at it. And maybe you'll look at it and you'll see, okay, the toe is getting swollen and red and stuff. I need to put it on ice or something. You're not going to be able to take care of the problem if you don't look at the problem. The 5 of Pentacles is something in your life saying, hey, look at me. I need some attention. It's a squeaky wheel that needs the grease. Yeah. So it's the financial or the work thing. It's the the anxiety that you have over it. But if you look at it, you can fix the problem. Focus on the facts. Focus on the practical things that need to be done. Open up the checking account, online, or the bank account online, and figure out like where you stand, what bills are coming up, what needs to be paid, and how much you need to kind of make that happen, what things you can cancel or postpone, or do you make some phone calls, and go out there and find something that's going to work at least temporarily. Okay? That financial relief starts today. Okay? The practical things, and if this isn't a relationship or something, this is literally like focus on your health, focus on self-care, rest your body, nourish your body, go treat yourself. Okay? I don't know what's got you so emotional right now. I don't know what all this water energy is from. I don't know what the storm was. But I know that we've got to start dealing with it moving forward if things are going to get better. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card. I want this to be like some good water energy. I want it to be maybe some good fire energy. It could be all sorts of stuff. The Empress energy would be great. It could be an Emperor. It could be your devil energy. Yeah. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. A King of Cups. Well, you know what? It's a repeat of this card. It's a repeat of this card. So yeah, I think for some of you, you kind of were tricked by somebody. Or there's somebody around you that like, they were acting a certain way, but that's not who they were. Okay? So that's being emphasized now by Spirit, saying, this is the person that, and you didn't do anything, it's not your fault. Okay, this person probably seemed very genuine. But I think you realized their true colors. You finally saw through them. You felt those red flags. Something you knew something was wrong. I feel like this is also that bubble in the ocean energy again. Kind of saying that you may be feeling very overwhelmed by your emotions right now. You have to try to get clarity, see what direction you need to go, and just start taking those little steps in that direction. And I promise you that's going to make you feel more stable, more secure, safer. All right. Now we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. We will clarify love and money. And we'll do the yes/no coin. There's a link in the corner here. There's a link down below. New readings for Capricorn, Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.